Assalamu alaikum, good evening. Tonight we have Tanvi Naya with us to talk about pivoting in business. She'll be joining in a minute. So we have quite a few questions lined up for her, we in the sense me. I'm just waiting for her to join in. In the meantime, could you guys tell me whether you can hear me fine, see me fine, audio visuals, everything okay? Any issues? Okay, looks like Tanvi's here. A wave, something, just to let me know that the audio visuals both are fine. All set. Thank you.
Hi,
Tanvi.
Neelu. Hi. Can you hear me, see me fine?
All good. All good.
Yes.
God, we got it in the
Awesome.
first.
I know. Yay. I feel very nervous around these things because I don't know. I just feel anxious.
Come on. You do all your work online and
Yeah.
you feel anxious about
Yeah.
this. And
How
just,
are you doing? I'm so excited.
I'm good. How are you?
Good, 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 good. Thank you. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi, Ankita.
Hi. So people are joining in.
Yeah.
And if there are no glitches, if Instagram is good to me today, then the replay will be available, of course, on my feed and Tanvi's feed as well.
Awesome.
So Tanvi, we'll get started. We have quite a bit to cover
Yes.
tonight, and
Let's
it's
do
the
that.
weekend. Yeah. So Tanvi, tell me. Uh, I know you through the mastermind that we both of us are a part of or were a part of,
Yeah.
and I like initially when I started following you, I used to see a lot of content on email marketing, and then recently I saw that you have pivoted or changed your niche to um, coaching for. So basically, you're a marketing
Yeah.
strategist, and you work with coaches and educators, and you have picked a very specific niche called women of color.
Yeah. Yeah.
So first of all, could you introduce yourself like you are better than me in telling us what you do and all of that? And also, why this shift in your niche? Like, why the change?
Sure, sure. Hi everyone. Once again, thank you so much for joining in. Yay! Okay, I am quickly just introducing myself. I am Tanvi, and I'm a marketing strategist and a copywriter. I launched my solopreneur business in November of 2022, and I'm based out of Bombay. I initially started my business with a vision to sort of serve women in service based industries and businesses. And I wanted freedom, autonomy. I wanted to create more impact, and I really wanted to leverage the online space to work with more women entrepreneurs. And that's why I sort of took the plunge. And yeah, that's there's that. I have a puppy, a 3.5-year-old indie puppy that we adopted. I live with my parents, and yeah, it's been a fun ride. Every day is sort of an experiment, and I like documenting my thoughts, my opinions on various cultural issues, cultural affairs, current affairs, world affairs, as well as my business on Instagram. I've loved doing that in all these years that I've been on the platform. So there's that, my introduction. And you asked about my pivot. Yeah, I took a very specific pivot to working with women of color because I felt like I was lacking purpose after my first year. I wanted a deeper sense of, after my first year in business, I wanted a deeper sense of fulfillment, I would say, and more of an impact. And I wasn't feeling that. So then I had to rethink a few things in the last quarter of 2023. And I started speaking to my mentors, I started speaking to more people, I started finding gaps in the way women's businesses are perceived and the tools and solutions that are accessible to them, information, knowledge, etc. And I found that that's a gap that I can fill. It aligns with my values because I really envision having a business that is deeply aligned to my core values. And my core values are compassion, empathy, courage, inclusivity. And it would only make sense to lead a life of sort of purpose and fulfillment if my business also aligns with this sort of value. And I saw a lot of like cringe and manipulative tactics in the marketing world, this bro marketing. I've had enough of it. Um, um, Men promoting other men's businesses, and I'm like, excuse me, this needs to stop now. Um, you know, I really need to shake things up, ruffle a few feathers, if that may. It's completely fine, but I think it's time to sort of shift a little. It was, I won't deny that it was, I was hesitant to sort of make this pivot because of, missed opportunities and stuff like that. But I was like, if I don't give it a shot now, it'll always stay on my mind. So I looked at the scope, I looked at some opportunities, I spent a few months doing that kind of research. And I thought that, hey, you know what? There are women of color in the coaching and the course creation industry who could really use my skills to reach their goals and reach their vision. And because they also want to lead, they also want to run businesses that are very value aligned. So that was like a aha moment for me. I was like, great, that's what even I want to do. So yeah.
So, when you two things come to my mind. Number one, when you pick a very specific niche, generally there is this worry for people, right? For new business owners, that if we niche down, we are missing out on opportunities. Like in your case, when it's something as specific as WOC, women of color,
Yeah.
what if someone who is not a woman of color approaches you to work
Yeah.
with you? Like, how would you handle that situation?
I
In general,
actually, yeah.
yeah, you can.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, in all honesty, if there's somebody that I can help, man or woman of sort of any ethnicity, if there's a way that I see I can really help them from, say, point A to point B, to get from point A to point B, I mean, I'm happy to help them. I don't say no because I feel like right now I'm also trying to figure out and navigate my way through my new positioning, through my new sort of pivoted positioning. And while I know that there's a lot of opportunity over there, it's still, I'm still every day showing up and talking about how I want to work with women of color, but my help and my support extends to basically anybody in the coach or the course creation industry. But I also feel that if values and working styles don't align, or if there is some sort of a mismatch with respect to expectations and stuff like that, I'm okay backing out. Just last week, I spoke to a couple of prospects on a call, and I told them that, as much as I would want to be of help to you, I don't think this is going to be like a great sort of fit for both of us. So I was okay saying no to them. At the same time, there are women who are not women of color, of other ethnicities. They approach me, and I'm happy to listen to what problem or what challenges they have in their current business, and help them plug some of my sort of skill sets in.
Okay. Okay, so to summarize what you said, even if someone is like someone fits your niche, it's not necessary that you're going to work with them. And
Yeah.
even if someone doesn't fit your niche, it's not necessary that you won't work
Yeah.
with them. It really depends from case to
Yeah.
case. Okay. The other question that I had in mind was, generally when we make a huge pivot, whether it's from corporate career, like leaving a corporate job and starting a business, or within a business stopping the way of doing something and then pivoting to a new way of doing something, is generally considered as a failure.
Yeah.
Right? People have this negative energy around the whole shifting gear from one to two,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
what is your opinion or your perspective on pivoting in general?
If I had to tell you my sort of, I started working after my college in the year 2015. And I think since then, I have pivoted almost 8 to 10 times. I'm not kidding, in my whole career. So, like I was saying previously in my stories, I should be the poster girl for pivoting in life and in career. So obviously that translates into things that I do in my business, the way that I run my business as well. But in all seriousness, I feel like the way I view pivoting is if I feel unsatisfied or unfulfilled in my current situation, and I feel like I have given everything to improve that current situation, and if I feel like it's not going to sort of get better, I try digging deep into why that's happening. Is there a mismatch between my skill set and the industry that I'm in? Am I not able to leverage my strengths well? Because that was what I had felt in the career that I was pursuing in 2015 through say 2017, 2018. I was not able to leverage my strengths. So I think I have learned to approach pivots like this. That if I'm feeling unsatisfied, if I'm feeling unfulfilled, I dig deeper into it, and then I sort of look at okay, what are the things that excite me at the moment? And if these are the things that excite me at the moment, how relevant are they today and for the next at least 5 years? And what is the scope of it if I have to sort of pivot my career into that direction? That sort of research goes into it, and only after that do I sort of decide to take that leap of faith. Having said that, I'm also somebody who loves experimenting as an individual. So I feel like I've experimented with so many things in my life and career, and it's because of continuous pivoting, and continuous sort of experimentation that it brought me to my solopreneurship journey, as they say, my business. Because I never saw myself as an entrepreneur around 3 or 4 years ago. It's as recent as that. So I wouldn't say that it's a failure at all. Something doesn't work. You must find something that sort of makes you happy, that makes you feel joy, and that excites you at least to show up at work on a daily basis. But I also want to actually say that I'm very cognizant about my privileges. Okay, I do stay with my parents. I've always lived with my parents, and I feel like I have been able to take those chances. um, I don't have like liabilities, or I don't have dependents, so it was easier for me to take those chances, and sort of like go ahead with what was my true calling.
Okay. So as someone who has done pivots quite a few times in life, you personally believe that if something doesn't feel right or sit right, then it's best to move away from it and start your next chapter. And everything in life is an experience, right?
Yeah.
It's a lesson. We get to learn something. Sometimes we don't really learn anything, but it's an experience in
Yeah.
itself. So
Yeah.
take it as it is and just move to the next thing.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's come to your niche, women of color. You've already mentioned, like explained why you moved to this particular niche and why you feel you are a good fit to work with women of color. Do you think us brown people um, struggle, or we have our own set of struggles when it comes to, let's say, finding a footing in the business world, irrespective of the industry, um, niche, and all of that? Do you think we have to work extra hard to get there?
I would be lying if I said no. I mean, I've never been so hyper aware of uh, how brown I am in the industry in the last 1.5 years. I'm not kidding. Because of course you're on your own in business online. There's so much that you read and you hear, and you're constantly interacting and engaging with other people. I feel like it's definitely harder for women of color, especially brown women, because there are a couple of aspects, multiple actually factors and aspects attached to it. One is, I feel like, at least in my case, cultural conditioning and societal sort of conditioning played a very big role in how I view my own ambitions. And that was a major roadblock for me for a very, very long time. You know, um, we, at least I have grown up with this conditioning that only men have businesses, and men who have businesses do, like, shoddy things on the side. They're not entirely clean. It's like a lot of like gray area that's happening. They're mostly involved in illegal stuff. Money that's earned through businesses is not like good money, you say, right? It's okay if you're like not at a standard of living that you aspire for, but I don't want to get into that business world, where things are murky and stuff like that, and it's a man's world. And especially for women, I feel like this has been one of the biggest realizations that I've had in the last 6 months, actually. I feel like aspiring for wealth makes us seem greedy, and makes us and it's like a factor that plays in our mind. And we don't want to come across as greedy. We don't want to come across as somebody who aspires for money or wealth or a better standard of living, because of labels attached to it. So it was very difficult to break away from that kind of conditioning. It still is. It's not like magical overnight. I'm like, oh, okay, fine, completely. I feel fine about, wanting more wealth, aspiring more wealth and financial security. That's one thing that holds us back, definitely poses as a challenge for us in business. And the other thing I would say would be the way the world views the labor that brown women put in. Okay. From experiences that I have had, speaking to prospects, experiences with clients also, I've been very fortunate that most of my clients have been really nice about, working and stuff like that. But I feel like they feel they think that labor, when it comes to labor from brown women, it's, you can sort of haggle with them. It'll be cheaper than, certain the same skilled people from, say, developed countries and first world countries and things like that. So that kind of perception is there for sure. So I feel like these couple of things have played a very strong role in um, the business sort of journey that I've had so far. It's harder. It's harder for us.
Do you think it's harder even in India, or is it just an abroad thing?
I think mentality wise, when I work with international clients, their mindsets, of course, is very different when it comes to, exchange of services and business and those kind of conversations. In India, actually, it's harder, I would say.
It's harder.
It's harder in India. Like some aspects, I feel is easy in India, because you're speaking to that person from your own country. You know how to sort of persuade them and speak to them in a language that they understand. With
Yeah.
somebody who's from an international market, it's another challenge. But I feel like Indian mentality around skilled freelancers and skilled women and paying them sort of what they deserve, it's a very big roadblock.
Okay. So you moved from a corporate career to solopreneur or freelance work since like a year ago, a year and a half ago, is it?
No,
How long has it been?
so um, so I'll tell you, mine wasn't a corporate job. I was working with a content creator in similar spaces. Okay, in the Instagram, YouTube, and digital space, I was working with a content creator, and I was helping her with her content strategy, with her brand partnerships, with sort of helping her build and scale her own coaching program. And that's something that I was doing for a couple of years. I was really enjoying that. Before that, I was working with another content creator, and I started working sort of, I got exposed to the opportunities that lay in the digital space, working with that one in 2018. um, and so I feel like I have been in the digital space for a while now, worked with individual women in their businesses. And I decided to quit my job in November of 2022 to sort of give this a serious shot, because I thought that there's something more that I could do over here.
So, do you have like any piece of advice? Because see, in my audience, there are quite a few women who want to take up freelance work,
Yeah.
but something or the other keeps pulling them back. So, do you have like any advice, hacks, tips that you would like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, there's never been a better time for women freelancers to upskill, to leverage their interests and combine it with a relevant sort of skill. There's never been a better time, because I'll tell you what, a few years ago, there were hardly any women role models in the space. Right now, there are not only role models, but you also have like immediate access, and you can immediately connect with somebody on Instagram and on LinkedIn, and become their friend, become a part of their community, and lean on them for help and stuff like that. So I would say, go for it. I also want to know what's holding them back. Is it the fact that they think there's a lack of opportunities, or are they sort of are they feeling like there are barriers and challenges that are set up against them?
I think it's more of a mindset block.
Understood.
They're like, I don't have any skills, and I'm like, I'm sure you have something. Like,
Yeah,
you probably like to write, or you probably like to bake,
yeah,
or there's something or the other inside of you,
yeah,
which can then be, what do I say, improved upon.
yeah,
Like, for example, if someone likes to write, then
yeah,
they can take up a course in copywriting. Let's say there are some amazing copywriters out here giving
yeah,
really good courses, both in the West as well as here
yeah,
in India. So, take up a copywriting course and start
yeah.
building your
Try to get
work.
it. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
copywriting, believe it or not, pays really, really well.
It does
It, it pays really well.
really
Like, I know people
well.
who make like more than 5 lakh
Yeah,
per month
yeah, yeah,
just by writing.
yeah,
But they are like, no, I don't. So, I mean, if you speak good English and if you write good English, for example, English
yeah,
as a language, then yeah, just take up a course and start with it.
yeah,
I don't think it's a lack of opportunities,
yeah.
but like before somebody comes to opportunities, we have to
There's
start from
already
here.
that.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
There's
that is
already that
what I
block.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
There's
I think I can relate to it. And I would say that this it's cringe listening to, okay, it's a mindset thing and all, but I would say that acknowledge it. And I'm actually somebody who likes to find solutions to something that's happening at the moment. So if I feel like there's a mindset thing that's happening, maybe try finding why are you feeling like that. Is it the fact that you think you're not worthy enough, or you will not be able to match um, to what the industry expectations are? If it's like that, like you said, there are many different ways of upskilling at the moment, and you have access to so many resources online. There are people that you can speak to, and I would say micro steps towards your big goal. So every day practice towards something that you want to achieve, and every day showing up, even if it's for 1 hour, is the way to go. And it will happen. It's not going to happen overnight, but it definitely will happen. Never been a better time, actually.
Yeah, you're right. There's never been a better
Yeah.
time. And also, like, even though when we come on Instagram, it feels like every other niche is saturated, it's not.
Yeah,
There's
it's
like
not.
plenty of opportunities.
Yeah.
The universe is
Yeah.
abundant. There are like 8 billion people on the planet.
Exactly.
this and there are God knows how many businesses in different countries that
Yeah.
are looking for good writers, for example, when it comes to
Absolutely.
copywriting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that reminds me, like one of the favorite topics of my audience is Instagram. Like no matter how much I
Yeah.
talk about Instagram, people still want to know about Instagram. And I
Yeah.
remember seeing your recent reels and stories on
Yeah.
content, especially for Instagram. So, do you have like in 2024, because the landscape of Instagram has changed quite a bit. So do you have what do you think people should keep in mind when it comes to Instagram?
Hmm. I feel like a lot of it is subjective to businesses, and to whatever it is that you're doing with your sort of freelancing career or solopreneurship career or things like that, and who you're actually doing it for, who your target audience is. I feel it's subjective, but what's going to dominate Instagram, and I'm also getting like a feeling of things already when you look at industry leaders and the work that's already doing well for me. I feel number one is conversational marketing. Um, Having, speak as a business, speak to your audience like they're human beings first, have conversations with them, talk to them and not at them. And this is something that I tell, this is something that I tell everyone. Even my clients, actually, some of them have been experts in the field for about the last decade. But I feel like many businesses on Instagram, online, they talk at their audience. We don't want that. We want to treat them as human beings. Sit down with them and have a conversation. Imagine that. So, conversational marketing for sure. Um, Number two would be, as a business, I feel like audiences have evolved. They become much more intelligent than before. They also can sort of see what's inauthentic and what's insincere. So showing up with your content, but show up with your values, because I think people want to see what your values are as a business and as a person. You know, and keep in mind,
Somebody at the door.
sure,
Is somebody? Can you hear me?
yeah, yes, I can.
You can continue. I'll just check the door and come back.
Sure. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, so I was saying, I forgot actually what I was saying. Yeah, number two would be to show up with your values as a business, because I feel like people really want to understand who you are as a person and how your values translate into your business. So when I say values, like I mentioned my values before, my values are empathy, compassion, courage, um, um, experimentation, and things like that. I A lot of my content reflects that value. A lot of those values. So make it like a natural blend of value aligned content and value aligned marketing. And um, number three, I would say, would be, I feel like this has become very big, not only in 2024, but I think it started in 2023. for Instagram marketing as well, I feel like learning to write, learning to writing is a skill that's dominating at the moment. It's exploded. It started from LinkedIn, but I feel like Instagram is extremely critical when it comes to writing, because if you want to stand out in Instagram as a platform, your reels, your videos, your carousels, your social media captions, your stories, they have to be well written. And that writing needs to be articulate. And you need to pick that skill up sooner or later. If you don't want to be obsolete and you don't want to become redundant and you don't want to sound generic like other businesses and other brands, the true way of standing out is like breakthrough writing, excellent writing that persuades and that makes your audience think and reflect. So definitely include good copywriting in your marketing. I think these top three for me are the ones for 2024.
I'm so sorry about the interruption.
No worries.
It was Swiggy delivering to the wrong address.
Oh my god! And you send them away or what with food?
No, it was groceries.
Oh,
Instamart.
okay.
Yeah.
I was
So
thinking maybe I would have taken it.
I was like, no, you're at the wrong address.
Oh.
Because I was wondering who is ringing my bell at this time, because I have nothing to be delivered.
Got it.
Anyway, so conversational marketing, good copy, and what was the third thing that you said?
Value aligned
Value.
content. Yeah.
And what you said earlier, that people have become very savvy now. It's not the same Instagram that I started with.
Yeah.
People know when they are being sold to. People know when something is not being authentic. And I think social responsibility also, like you said, in terms of values, social responsibility also comes into play. A lot of people around the world now want to work with businesses who are doing the right thing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any point in me asking this, but do you think Instagram is a great... This is not for me, but this is just to validate what I've been trying to tell people who follow me and my community members. But do you think we can find clients through Instagram?
I definitely feel we can. Definitely. I would say, though, if you're a freelancer, solopreneur trying to find clients, at least be on a couple of platforms to begin with, and hyper focus then on a couple of platforms first. Sort of understand where your ideal clients sort of spend most of their time, hang out. Yeah. So I know that my sort of prospects and my ideal clients who are coaches, they hang out on Instagram and they hang out on LinkedIn and Facebook and stuff like that. But I feel like on Instagram, it's definitely possible. Have a strategy around it though, because you can't be very random about finding clients. You can't be like, one day I'm sort of engaging with their post and then I expect them to hire me and stuff like that. You need to really authentically engage with your ideal clients, know about their business, show a real interest in solving a problem for them, identify if they have a problem, and don't be like hey, buy from me, buy my services, not like that. But it's definitely possible. I feel like there are all kinds of businesses on Instagram and you can find your specific niche to sort of
I mean, see, there are even real estate agents, and real estate is
exactly
like a difficult thing to sell and takes like forever to convert. But even they are doing pretty well on Instagram. So why not
there are
us?
real estate coaches also.
Yeah.
I was like, my god,
like there are all kinds of niches, all kinds of products, all kinds of services doing rather well. And then of course, if you want to become a content creator in that space also, you can, like, I know influencers and content creators who charge like 3 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 9 lakhs for just one reel, and a reel is
Yeah.
maximum 90
Yeah.
second video.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, there is like a truckload of money to be made.
Unlimited, yeah, exactly. Unlimited revenue potential on Instagram. It's not like saturation of it, but it's like finding the right people, finding your niche, and how to sort of get in touch.
And also, saturation has a positive side to it, right? Like if you look at
Exactly.
it, if you feel that there are a lot of people selling the same thing, that
Yeah.
actually means there's quite a bit of demand for that thing.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
there are so many of us selling the same thing, right?
Correct.
So
Correct. Correct.
that sort of validates your product or service even before you have put it out. So
Yeah. Correct.
saturation is a good thing in a way.
Yeah. It is.
So then we are reaching towards the end of the live session. I'm just making sure I've asked pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So we met inside a mentorship program, a mastermind.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your intention when you, or like, what was the motivation to join a mastermind? And what has been your experience?
Oh man, it changed my life for sure. I'll start with that experience. And the why behind joining a mastermind like that was I was freelancing for a while until November 2022. I had studied digital marketing by myself. I did courses, both paid and free. But I thought that, there's a lot of noise. If you understand, there's a lot of noise. I mean, opportunities are there, everyone's pitching themselves and all. I feel like if I really want to sort of cut through the noise and stand out with my services and become a skilled freelancer, become at least like top tier freelancer or a solopreneur with a business, with a serious business, I need to do much more than what I'm doing at the moment, and I need to do it differently. At that time, I was like, once or twice I would show up on my Instagram, then I would disappear. I would be doing very random stories. And I had like a couple of clients who I was doing, some side hustles and everything for. Then when I decided to sort of seriously start doing my business, I was like, I can't do this the generic way. I need to be especially specific with my skills. I need to understand what I like doing in digital marketing, what I enjoy doing, what I need to sort of further advance my skill set in, and sort of how do I cut through the noise in today's market and stand out. So I was like, I need a coach or a mentor to show me the way, somebody who's done it themselves, And that's how I had already been part of Ruta's community through MAA, and that's how I studied digital marketing. And I was like, okay, she's launched a coaching program, and it has like brown women, and I'd spoken to her team, and then I was like, yeah, exactly, who look like us, who talk like us, who have similar aspirations, similar challenges also.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would definitely want to be in a mastermind like that with people who are way ahead of me, so that I can learn from them, and I can take like I can access these premium sort of resources that Ruta herself creates, access to her where, it's from the lion's mouth, you say, right? Any sort of, whether it's, for me, actually, 70% of it was learning very cutting edge marketing strategies and marketing skill sets. That when I developed is when my delivery to my clients changed, and I started standing out in the market, and in the industry a lot more. So that's what the coaching program and the mastermind did for me. Changed my life. I can position myself better. Content wise also, I started showing up. I was like, hey, you know what, I need to sort of, people say you need to make a personal brand and all of that. All that is there, but I started becoming very serious about it in the mastermind. And
There is a certain energy when you are in a cohort like that, right?
Yeah.
Like you attend the weekly calls.
Yeah.
Like whenever I attend a weekly call, or when I'm hosting my weekly
Yeah.
call as a coach,
Yeah.
I might start off with very little battery left, and
Yeah.
then it's sort of out. By the end of the call, it sort of shoots up,
Yeah.
fully filled in.
Yeah.
all ready to go and do what I have to do. So there is that synergy and energy that you get inside a mastermind or even
Yes.
any coaching program that you don't generally get
Yes.
outside, like in a regular online course. And also, it's good to
Yes.
have a sounding board,
Exactly.
like when you have people that you can just rant with and talk with,
Yeah.
not just
I
learn
have.
and
I've made
stuff.
friends. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
made friends in the
I mean,
mastermind, and I'm so glad. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, look at the two of us.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have a budding friendship
Yes.
between us thanks to the
Yes.
mastermind. So
Yeah.
having a sounding board where you can like just talk about the day-to-day admin stuff or the things that you are struggling as a business owner is great. That
Yeah.
itself, it's like a business therapy, so to speak.
Yeah, very safe space. In fact, I'll tell you, I got a couple of leads also from people in the mastermind,
Yeah, to each
and
other.
yeah,
So you
yeah, to
refer,
each
like
other.
we refer one another. I remember you
Yes,
sent me audio notes
yes,
asking whether I would like to work with
yes,
someone.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
That
there's
also happened.
referrals also going on.
Referrals also, and it's also, you know, although most of us, a lot of us actually in the mastermind were marketing strategists. At the same time, we do similar kind of work for similar kind of clients. I don't think we viewed each other as
Competition.
competition. Yeah, it was like, hey, you know what? Um, Happy to pass this along if you seriously want to like work with this person and all that.
And
And it was fun.
also, when we are these, like you're a solopreneur,
Yeah,
in the coaching sense, I only have a VA. At the agency, I have a team, yes.
yeah,
So when we are these small teams or solopreneurs, there's only so much we can take also, right?
yeah,
Like we can't
exactly.
have like hundreds of clients. So
Yeah,
obviously, when we are full or when we feel that, okay, this is something that he or she can do better than
yeah,
me, we can always pass it on.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So it's
absolutely,
networking opportunities as well.
absolutely. In fact,
Okay.
I remember the last time, one sort of agreement, a contract with my client had ended, a 1 year contract, and I was so happy doing that 1 year work, and it was time for me to move on from that association. I passed it on to somebody else from the mastermind, and I was happy to do that. It came from a place of, it just feels very what do you say, it's
Collaborative.
like a, yeah, collaborative and like a friendly sort of thing to do, and from other people as well, that's, yeah, that's amazing.
So Tanvi, what is like the best compliment that you have received from a client regarding your
Mm.
work?
The best compliment that I have received is that I'm extremely thorough with my work and I have unparalleled work ethic. It made me so happy. Uh, I've written it down in my post-its over here. I've stuck it so that whenever I feel like, oh my God, what's happening in my life, and when I'm self-doubting and all of that, I look at that bit. So it's one of the best things somebody said to me, at least till now.
Yeah, it's like a validation. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm sure you already know you're great at what you do, but hearing it from somebody else,
Somebody else. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's always great validation. One of
Yeah.
the things, this was back in the day when I had my online store in Dubai. So uh,
Yeah.
a while ago. I was creating content as well
Yeah.
while managing the store and all of that. It was pretty much a one-woman show with
Yeah.
PAs and assistants here and there. Anyway, one of the things that I regularly did for content was whenever I received a review or a WhatsApp message, something or the other,
Yeah.
I would make these posters to put up on Instagram.
Yeah.
So after a while, I had this folder full of posters.
Oh man.
So I was doing it mainly as an organizational thing. So
Activity.
whenever I
Yeah.
needed a
Yeah.
testimonial or a content to put out, I can just go to that folder and pull it out.
Yeah.
But after a
Yeah.
while, there were so many of them that
Yeah.
when I opened that folder, immediately I would feel good about myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it sort of served, like you said, you have a post-it where you have written it out. It serves as a pep talk
Yeah.
of sorts when you are feeling low or when you're like, okay, I have so much to do and I don't
Yeah.
even know whether this is all worth the effort. That
Exactly.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
So, Tanvi, before I wrap
yeah,
up, can you tell my audience what is it that you do once again and how they can
sure,
get in touch with you
sure,
for any of your services?
sure. I feel like a broken record saying this, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. Sometimes I also feel like it's conditioning.
No, no, no,
We don't
but
want to talk about ourselves
it's
so
I
much.
understand it's like the millionth time for you, but for my audience, it's the first time.
Yeah, I know it is the first time. And this is what we're actually fighting, correct? This is what we need to overcome this.
Overcome,
We have to become comfortable talking about ourselves and what we do and all of that jazz. Practice what you preach, they say.
yeah, walk the talk.
So yeah, walk the talk. So I am a marketing strategist and a copywriter. I recently pivoted to working with women of color in the coaching and the course creation industry. And my specialty, I would say, I have a reputation for anti-bro marketing strategies and anti-bro opinions and views. I really want to sort of make a dent in how patriarchal even marketing is and how that has negatively impacting women owned businesses, and I want to make it easier for women of color to access marketing services and be able to be visible on online platforms with their businesses in the ways that they feel good. So marketing that aligns with their values, them feeling represented, um, and sort of cutting edge marketing to stand out in what they're experts at. And that's what I help women of color in the coaching industry with extremely customized marketing strategies that I tailor to their requirements.
Cool. I am so happy that we
Thanks.
got to get on this live and we got to
Yes,
chat
yes,
one on one.
yes.
What are your weekend plans?
I think okay. So one of my best friends has come down from Germany, and I'm meeting her after almost 2 years. So I'm
Oh,
very
nice.
excited. Yeah. So I think I'm going to be spending the weekend with her. A bunch of us, like a close knit circle. We're going to spend Saturday and Sunday with her. Just sort of eat, laugh, make jokes. Yeah, that's it. Catch up, sleep. I am very big on sleep. Um, and I take it very seriously. I can't function without food or sleep. What about you? What are your plans?
um, honestly, I haven't made any plans. I'll just stay home and chill.
Cool, cool, cool. What are your
Um,
kids up to? What are they doing now?
their dad is in town. He's
Okay, okay,
heading back to Saudi tonight.
okay.
So they are with him, which is why the house is so quiet.
Oh,
Yeah. And I'm in the living room. I generally don't do live sessions in the living room if they are here because I can't you'll see them coming around. So they are actually with their dad now. Uh,
got it.
he's heading back tonight.
Awesome.
I'll probably go to the beach or go for
I
a drive.
love watching your stories. Yeah, I love watching your peaceful Kerala visuals. In May, I might make a trip to
You
Kerala.
should
So,
come down.
I should. I
Yes.
was actually thinking, I should plan a trip where I can possibly meet you. But I'm like, oh my God, even I want to live in a place like that because I see only buildings around me. Look into somebody else's house also.
No, no, there's plenty of concrete jungle
Oh
here
yeah,
also.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, it's like the beauty of Kerala is that every nook and corner has some kind of scenic place.
yeah, yeah,
So I just happen to find them every now and then and keep
yeah,
going until I get bored and then I find a new place.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
If you
Yeah, I
are
love your
coming down,
stories.
do let me know. I
Yes,
would love to meet you.
yes, 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 yes. I'll keep in touch for sure.
Thank you so much,
Awesome.
Tanvi, once again.
Yes,
Um,
Thank you. I'm just saying hi to everyone. Hi. Thank you.
I don't see any questions.
Yeah.
So I guess it's time for us to
Wrap up.
say adios and good night.
Yeah.
It's been almost
Thanks
an
for
hour.
having me.
Yes,
Yeah. I
yes, it was.
thought we'll get over quickly, but then good. I'm happy with how it went. I'm hoping that your community, sort of your freelancing audience and people who follow you, they derive value from our
I'm
conversation.
sure.
Thank you for having
Uh,
me. Yeah.
there has been a lot of nuggets of information. There's a question for you from Nasreen.
Okay.
What is the difference between growth content and nurture content?
Growth and nurture content. I actually didn't know there was a difference between growth content and nurture content. I feel like as a business owner and as somebody who provides marketing services, I would prioritize nurture content because I feel like an audience that is nurtured will buy from you. By growth content, I actually don't know what you mean. So I'm curious, actually, growing a followership or growing like your visibility and things like that. Would that be the context of growth content?
I say I have a feeling what she means is growing followership
Yeah,
or like getting more
yeah.
traffic.
Understood. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, traffic and followership and everything is definitely important. But followership and not all traffic is, your target audience, and not all of them are going to sort of consider your business, interact with your business, and buy from you, become revenue generation sort of activities. But nurturing, I think, has a bigger potential in making lurkers and people who sort of are in your
Or
are
on
in
the
your ambit,
fence.
are on the fence, them to sort of convert and um, become like your customers, happy customers.
Uh, Nasreen, I hope that answers your question. And listen,
Sure.
there are a lot of terms for the same thing. So people tend to
Yeah,
give new terms to old
yeah,
stuff just to make it look
yeah,
fresh. And but in all honesty, marketing is just marketing.
yeah,
It's understanding the psychology of your ideal client, where they are in terms of their buying journey, understanding their struggles, their desires, and
yeah,
speaking to those desires and struggles. That
yeah,
is what marketing is at the end of the day.
yeah,
And growth content might nurture your followers, and nurturing your followers might help in growing your account as well. This it's not black
yeah,
and white where you
yeah.
can categorize things like that. It's a
Or either
there's a
or
lot of
also, yeah,
overlap.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, this is such a warm conversation to have the privilege to listen to, talking women power and effortlessly talking marketing as a science, refreshing. Oh, thank
Awesome.
you so much,
Thank you.
Sunsight. Thank you.
That's so
That is
sweet.
so kind of you.
Yeah, that's so
You
nice.
should take a
Yay.
screenshot of this and save somewhere.
Yes. I love it, especially when women comment on such things. I'm like, yeah, they get it. This is
Yeah.
exactly who we want to speak to.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for
Thank
taking the time
you.
out. And yeah, I'll see you.
Let's take a screenshot. Like, let's take a picture quickly.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah. Got
You
it.
did? Okay.
Thank you. Yes. Cool. Awesome.
Thank you,
Bye,
lovelies.
Neelu.
Bye.
Yes.
Good night.
Bye. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Bye.